A good day to all of you. Today, we will be working on the 65th creation in our lesson series. First, click on the plus mark at the top of the screen and open a new tab. Next, type thunkable.com in the address bar and click the enter button. Now you have entered the Thunkable website. Click the login button at the top corner of the screen and log in to your Thunkable account. Now again, click the plus mark at the top corner of the screen, open another tab and visit the dpcode.lk website. Click on lesson number 303. Click the Start Project button here. Now you have entered the project. We have created a part of the memory game in the previous lesson. Today, we are going to create the second part of this game. I have now finished adding the first part of the memory game we created in the last lesson of our design. If anyone hasn't watched our 64th lesson, check it out using the thunkable.com website. Let's add the code to that design from here on. See, we designed the game as required in the previous lesson. The 9 screens we created are displayed like this. Okay. Next is to create the code. Before that, let's see what happens in this app. First, the start screen opens. When you click the start button here, screen 1 needs to load. After screen 1 opens, screen 2 will automatically open in 2 seconds. Next, screen 3. In this way, screens will open every 2 seconds up to screen 5. During that time, the player needs to remember the sequence of the fruits displayed on the screen. Next, the player should give the order of the fruits when the screen answer is loaded. For that, you can type the numbers from 1 to 5 in each text box below each fruit. You will win the game if the order is correctly mentioned. I think now you have an idea on how to create this code. So let's go to the Blocks tab of the Start screen and start creating the code. As I said before, when you click the Start button, screen 1 needs to load. For that, let's drag a When button start click code block under button chart here. Let's drag a Navigate to code block from Control into this code block and change the screen as screen 1. Okay, next, let's create the code in screen 1. After screen 1 opens, screen 2 needs to open within 2 seconds. For that, I will drag a When screen 1 opens code block under screen 1 here. Drag a Wait 1 second code block from Control into this code block and change the time to 2 seconds. Next, let's drag a Navigate to code block from Control here and change the screen as screen 2. Okay, next is to prepare the code for screen 2. Just like what happened with screen 1, screen 3 should open within 2 seconds after screen 2 loads. I will drag a When screen 2 opens code block from screen 2 here. Drag a Wait 1 second code block from Control into this code block and change the time to 2 seconds. Next, drag a Navigate to code block from Control and change the screen as screen 3. Let's prepare the code in the same way for screen 3 as well. For that, drag a When screen 3 opens code block from screen 3 here. Drag a Wait 1 second code block from Control into this code block and change the time to 2 seconds. Next, drag a Navigate to code block from Control here and change the screen as screen 4. Next is screen 4. Screen 5 needs to load in 2 seconds after the screen 4 loads. For that, as before, drag a When screen 4 opens code block from screen 4. Drag a Wait 1 second code block from Control into this code block and change the time to 2 seconds. Next, drag a Navigate to code block from Control here and change the screen to screen 5. Let's prepare the code in the same way for screen 5 as well. For that, drag a When screen 5 opens code block from screen 5 here. Drag a Wait 1 second code block from Control into this code block and change the time to 2 seconds. Next, drag a Navigate to code block from Control here and change the screen as screen answer. Okay, now we have finished creating the code to change the screen with fruits every 2 seconds. Next is to create the code for the screen answer. Let's go to the Design tab of this screen and see what needs to be done. You need to type the correct order of these images in the text input below. Let's go to the screens from screen 1 to screen 5 and see the order of fruits. Okay, if this order is given correctly, text input 4 will get number 1, text input 3 will get number 2, text input 2 will get number 3, text input 5 will get number 4 and text input 1 will get number 5. If the correct numbers are given, for all of these text input and submit button is clicked, the player wins the game. If even one number is incorrect, the game is lost because the order is not remembered correctly. Let's create the code for this now. I will go back to the blocks tab. Let's drag the when button submit click code block from button submit. Now drag an if else code block from control into this. Okay. How do we create the condition here? I will remind you again. If you want to win the game, you need to give the number 5 for text input 1, number 3 for text input 2, number 2 for text input 3, number 1 for text input 4, and number 4 for text input 5. Since all these conditions need to be true, we will use an AND logic here. I will link an AND code block from logic for the condition. Connect a code block with the equal sign from logic to the left side of the AND sign and a code block with the AND sign to the right side. Drag a code block with the AND sign in logic to the right side from this AND sign. Again, drag a code block with the AND sign in the logic to the right side of this AND sign. Okay, now let's create the conditions one by one. First, the text in the text input 1 needs to be equal to 5. For that, I will connect a text input 1's text code block from text input 1 to the left side of the equal sign in the code block with the equal sign to the left side of the first AND sign. Connect a code block with a pair of inverted commas under the text to the right side of the equal sign and type the number 5 here. Okay, we have now finished creating one condition. We can duplicate this same condition and change the necessary fields for the remaining 4 conditions. I will right-click on the code block with the equal sign and duplicate it. Let's connect the duplicated code block to the right side of the first AND sign. Okay, now you can create the next condition here. Click on the arrow in front of text input 1 and select text input 2. Give number 3 here. For the next condition, let's duplicate the code block with the equal sign as before. Okay, connect the duplicated code block to the right side of the second AND sign. Let's change the text input here as 3 and give number 2 here. Okay, now we have the fourth text. I will right click on the code block with the equal sign and duplicate it. Let's connect the duplicated code block to the right side of the third AND sign. Okay, now you can create the next condition here. Click on the arrow in front of text input 3 and select text input 4. Give the number here as 1. Let's duplicate the code block with the equal sign as before for the next condition. Okay, now connect the duplicated code block to the right side of the last AND sign. Change the text input as 5 here and give number 4 here. Okay, now we have completely created the condition. If this condition is true, screen win should be loaded, and if it is false, screen lost should be loaded. I will drag a navigate to code block in control into this if code block. Let's select screen win from here. Again, drag a navigate to code block in control into this else section and select screen lost from here. Okay, next create the code for the screen win. Let's go to this screen and see when the order is given correctly, screen win will be displayed. Here the player can decide whether to play the game again or not. If you want to play the game again, you can press the yes button. Accordingly, the screen start opens again. If you don't want to play the game, press the no button. Then the screen end will open. Now let's create the code for this. I will go to the blocks tab from here. Let's drag the when button yes click code block from button yes like this. Now drag a navigate to screen start code block from control into this code block. Click button no again and drag the when button no click code block like this. Now let's drag a navigate to code block from control into this when button no click code block and give the screen as screen end. Next is to create the code for screen lost. I will select screen lost from here and go to the blocks tab. If the order is not given correctly, the screen lost will be displayed. Here the player can decide to play the game again or not. If you want to play the game again, you press the yes button. Accordingly, the screen start opens again. If you don't want to play again, press the no button. Then screen end will open. Now let's create the code for this. I will go to the blocks tab from here. Let's drag the when button yes one click code block from button yes like this. Now drag a navigate to screen start code block from control into this code block. Click button number 1 again and drag the when button number 1 click code block. Now let's drag a navigate to code block under control into this when button number 1 click code block and give the screen as screen end. Now we have completely finished creating the memory game. You can try playing this game now. You little ones are very talented if you made it in this way. WhatsApp your design to me on the phone number note 7681252244. Tell your friends about the design as well. Check out this app to send to me as well as to send to your friends. And one more thing. Join the DP Coding School Telegram group and try to be the DP Code Champ Best of the Week once every week. For that, stay in touch with us. And another thing, join our DP Coding Club and now you can start a DP Coding Club in your school as well. We are ready to give you all the guidance for that. If you want to start a DP Coding Club in your school where computer labs are available, please make a request to the principal of your school to the email address info@dpcc.lk. Okay, let's meet with another interesting lesson through DP Coding School. Have a nice day.